Type of anxiety according to Freud. Reality anxiety. Reality anxiety refers to fear of real danger in the external world. Neurotic anxiety. Neurotic anxiety refers to the fear that instinct will get out of control and cause the person to do something for which he or she will be punished. Moral anxiety. Moral anxiety is the fear of the conscience. People with well-developed superegos tend to feel guilty when they are do something that is contrary to the moral code by which they have been raised. Anxiety disorder and criminality. Among offenders with the antisocial personality disorder, APD, that presence of anxiety disorder may increase behavior problems and limit participation. Delusional disorder, false belief. Delusional disorder is sometimes referred to as paranoia. Delusion are false, sometimes even preposterous beliefs that are not part of the person culture. One might think he is Jesus Christ, another Napoleon. 7 types of delusional disorder. Prosecutory type. Delusion of prosecution. In this subtype, the central theme of delusion is that the individual is being conspired against, spied of, followed, poisoned, cheat, harass, or obstruct. Jealous type. In this subtype, the central theme of the delusion is the individual exposed to the lover is being unfaithful. Economic type. The central theme of the subtype of delusional disorder is that another person is loved with the individual. The other person is usually of a high status such as famous person or sports heroes. Gratuitous type. Delusion of grandeur. In this subtype, the central theme of delusion is the individual believes he or she has extraordinary talent or the made of important discovery. Somatic type. The core theme of the somatic subtype is centered on bodily functions, or sometimes, in some cases, that individual may believe that they emit a foul odor from their skin. Which type? In this subtype, no delusional theme is predominant. There could be a combination of delusion themes, for example, having delusion of love as well as delusions of jealousy. Unspecified type. Where are dominant delusions, belief cannot be clearly determined or does not fall within the description of the other subtype. Type of delusional disorder, not including the DSM, delusions of control. The central theme of these delusions is the belief that others control you. Delusion reference. The predominant delusional theme is the false belief that others are talking about one. Delusions or self-accusation. This delusion is associated with intense feelings of guilt and remorse and could be regarded as the extreme opposite of the grandiose delusions. What causes delusions disorder? Reports are, however, looking at the role of various genetic, biological, environment, or psychological factors. Genetic. The fact that delusional disorder is more common in people who have family member with delusional disorder or schizophrenia suggests there might be a genetic factor. Biological researchers are studying how abnormalities of certain areas of the brain might be involved in the development. Environmental psychological evidence suggests that delusional disorder can be triggered by stress. Alcohol and drug abuse also might contribute to the condition. People who tend to be isolated, such as immigrants or those with the poor sight of hearing, appear to the more vulnerable to developing delusional disorder. Delusion of and criminality. Delusion disorder may be uncommon, but they are reality. Those suffering from delusional disorder may seem harmless or eccentric until they commit a crime. Mood disorder. Mood disorder are disorders characterized by extreme and unwanted disturbance in feeling or mood. These are major disturbance in one condition or emotion, such as depression and mania. Type of mood disorder. Bipolar disorder. In bipolar disorder are formerly known as manic depression. There are swings in mood from elation, extreme happiness, to depression, extreme sadness with no discernible external cause. Manic phase. During the manic phase of the disorder, the patient was showed excessive, unwarranted excitement or silliness, crying, jokes too far. Depressive episode. The other side of the bipolar coin is the depressive episode. Patient often sleep more than usual and lethargic. Depressive disorder. Depressive disorder is when the person experiences extended, unexplainable periods of sadness. Three types of depressive disorder. Major depressive disorder. A person suffering from major depressive order is in depressive mood for most of the day, nearly every day, or has lost interest or pleasure in all or almost all activities for a period of at least 2 weeks. Single episodes. Depression is like major depression only in the strike in one dramatic episode. C. Recurrent depression is an extended pattern of the depressive episode. Depressive episode can include any of the features of major depressive episode. Mood disorder and criminality. Arrest the incarceration are potential complications of bipolar disorder, which has a higher prevalence among bipolar disorder. incarcerated individuals that in the community. 10 types of personality disorder. Schizoid personality disorder. Those with SPD may be perceived by others as somber, aloof, often are referred to as loner. Manifestation: social isolation and a lack of desire for close personal relationship. Paranoid personality disorder. Although they are prone to unjustified anger or aggressive outbursts when they perceive others as disloyal or difficult, those with PPD more often come across or emotionally cold or excessively serious. Schizotypal personality disorder. This disorder is characterized both by a need or isolation as well as outlandish or paranoid beliefs. Some research suggests the disorder is less severe than schizophrenia. Manifestation: they engage in odd thinking, speech, and behavior. They may ramble or use words and phrase in unusual ways. They may believe they have magical control over others. They feel very uncomfortable with close personal relationship and tend to be suspicious of others. Dramatic, emotional, or erratic behavior. Antisocial personality disorder. Characterized by lack of empathy, of conscience, a difficulty controlling impulse, and manipulative behaviors. Antisocial behaviors in people less than 18 years old. Manifestations: act in the way that disregards the feelings and rights of others people. B. Antisocial personalities often break the law. Use the exploit other people for their own gain. They may lie repeatedly, by act impulsively, and get into physical fight. They may mistreat the response. They express their anger, frustration, and dismay through suicidal gesture. Narcissistic personality disorder is characterized primarily by grandiosity, need for administration, and lack of empathy. Manifestations: they are grandiose sense of self-importance. They seek excessive admiration from others and fantasize about unlimited success of power. They believe they are specially unique or superior to others. However, they often have very fragile self-esteem. Histrionic personality disorder. Individuals with this personality disorder exhibit a pervasive pattern of excessive emotionally and attempt to get attention in unusual ways, such as by their appearance or speech. Manifestation: they strive to be center of attention. They act overly flirtatious or dress in way that draw